The Vietnam War was a long, brutal conflict that lasted from the 1950s to 1975. It involved North Vietnam and its communist allies fighting against South Vietnam and the United States in what became one of the most controversial wars in modern history. When did it happen? The war gradually escalated from the late 1950s, but full U.S. military involvement began in 1965. It ended on April 30, 1975, with the fall of Saigon to Communist forces. Why did it happen? After World War II, Vietnam, a former French colony, was caught in a global conflict between communism and capitalism, known as the Cold War. Vietnam wanted independence from colonial rule. In 1954, the First Indochina War ended with France's defeat, and Vietnam was temporarily divided. North Vietnam, communist, led by Ho Chi Minh. South Vietnam, anti-communist, backed by the U.S. and Western powers. The U.S. feared the domino theory. If one country in Southeast Asia fell to communism, others would follow. How did it happen? Key events. 1. Early 1960s, conflict grows. Guerrilla fighters in South Vietnam, called the Viet Cong, supported by North Vietnam, began attacking the South's government. The U.S. sent military advisors, then combat troops. 22. 1964, the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Alleged attacks on U.S. ships by North Vietnamese forces led to the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, giving President Lyndon B. Johnson authority to use military force. This marked the start of full U.S. involvement. 3. 1965, 1969, escalation, hundreds of thousands of U.S. troops deployed, widespread bombing campaigns like Operation Rolling Thunder, brutal jungle warfare, difficult terrain, and unclear enemies. 1968, the Tet Offensive, a surprise attack by North Vietnamese forces during the Vietnamese New Year. Militarily repelled, but shocked American public opinion and eroded support for the war. 5. 1969, 1973, U.S. withdrawal. Under President Richard Nixon, a policy called Vietnamization began training South Vietnamese forces while withdrawing U.S. troops. In 1973, the Paris Peace Accords were signed, U.S. troops left, but fighting continued. 6. 1975, the fall of Saigon. North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, now Ho Chi Minh City, on April 30, 1975. South Vietnam surrendered. Vietnam was reunified under communist control. Impact and consequences: over 58,000 Americans and millions of Vietnamese died. Massive destruction and long-term effects from chemical weapons like Agent Orange. The war sparked anti-war movements in the U.S. and globally. Trust in government eroded in America. Vietnam today remains a socialist republic, but has opened up its economy significantly.